Welcome back to another episode of the Cino Legacy Podcast, where cryptocurrency meets private aviation. I'm here with Ryan Cino, the founder of Cino.
Oh, are you high?
No. Where cryptocurrency meets private aviation. Ryan's been a 25-year aviation mechanic. He's a veteran. And
Go Navy.
What's that?
Go Navy.
Yeah, go Navy. All right. And he created a cryptocurrency called Cino on the Solana blockchain, basically as a substitution payment system for everything in aviation.
Yeah.
Just because the whole payment system
It's just antiquated. It's antiquated and flawed, and cryptocurrency solves a lot of the problems with the antiquated systems, and it also brings power back to the people. You're able to move any amount of currency throughout the world in less than a minute.
Yeah.
So you can't do that with wires. You can't do that with banks. What if the bank's closed and you need to send a wire? You have to wait till the next. There's just a lot of problems that the financial institutions of today put limits on everybody, and cryptocurrency takes that away. Power back to the people.
And it's been a year since you started Cino, right?
Yeah, actually a little bit over a year now. Yeah, March 20th, I believe, was the founding date last year. We're in April 10th or 11th, whatever it is now.
Yeah, I know. I've been getting memories about when we started the TikTok and stuff.
I just noticed that one of our first videos is pinned up on our TikTok page, and it has 370,000 views or something. Crazy. I'm like, wow, the first one.
So Ryan Cino is also a viral TikTok star as well.
No, I don't know about that.
Yeah. So how does it feel to go from not having any content on the internet
to not having TikTok?
to not having TikTok to having a TikTok and then going viral several times? What did that feel like?
Honestly, I don't care. It doesn't mean anything to me. I don't know. I don't find value in those numbers. Other than I understand the importance of marketing and getting your word out. I appreciate everybody that follows and likes and has joined the community. I definitely appreciate all that. I don't ever feel like a TikTok star or a viral content. I don't ever feel that way. Although I have to tell you, last week I was in Florida, right? I took some time off with my family and we went down to Florida and whatever. And there was a couple of times where, just standing in public, or I think I was at a restaurant and whatever, and then I looked over and I noticed, and somebody was like, and I was like, oh, did they recognize me from video? I don't know, but I didn't say anything. And if you guys see me out there and you want to say hello or talk or ask a question, please hit me up. I only ask that if I'm eating, if I'm having dinner, if I'm actually
wait for the autograph.
In the process of eating. Just wait for the right time. Yeah. I'm always available. I'm always eager to say hello, but just don't interrupt.
Are you rocking the Cino gear everywhere you go?
I am. So it's funny. We have a house down in Florida, and I usually leave a lot of stuff there because I don't like to travel with bags. I just like to go. Yeah. I grab my backpack and I'm on my way. And so a couple of weeks prior, I was like, where the fuck are all my Cino token T-shirts? I bought some, and where are they? I can't find any. I have a couple. Well, they're all there. I left them. They're all in Florida.
Oh, really?
I found 6 of them there. I'm like, oh, that's where they are. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's all I have down there. So I was wearing those, and I bought a couple of button downs when I was at the mall the other day. But yeah, I mean, whatever.
So what's new in the world of Cino? It's been a year. You guys are working on developing an app.
Oh yeah. So what's new? I just heard. I've been talking a lot with the app developers. I mean, daily. Let's do this, verify this, got to do this, make this one an administrator of that. So we're working a lot or whatever. And I just got word. What's today? Saturday, I think. Thursday or Friday. The developer was like, the main guy that I speak with. He's like, I'm going to need 20 app testers. So are you going to be able to provide that? I'm like, I'm sure I can find 20 people that are going to want to mess around with the app, and so. If you guys want to be part of the app development team, then bug testers, and I want real people who are using the app for the first time to go through and figure out what's wrong with it. Mm-hmm. Please email me at cinotoken at gmail.com. Yeah. Let me know you're interested, your contact information if I don't have it. And if you guys want to be involved in the development, please.
do it, yeah.
All on board.
I want to be a tester as
Yeah,
well.
definitely. Yeah, put your name on the list because
Okay.
we're gonna need to keep track of who's doing what, and then anything that we find that's wrong with the app or that doesn't work right, or any kind of bugs that you guys feel before main launch, I need to know about. Developers need to get it and correct it, and we're gonna go from there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited about this app.
That's
like,
good.
it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
I think it's going to definitely help business application. It's going to help. I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. It's going to help the business applications. It's going to help the private market where people won't be selling directly to the decentralized exchange.
Okay.
They'll be going peer to peer.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be great. I think anybody who wants to use Cino token for any kind of business transactions, the ability to send receipts and have a copy of that invoice paid is going to be fantastic. I think it's just going to be, it's just going to help the process and growth of the program
Yeah.
get to the next level.
Yeah.
So
Cino is also teaming up with Spud,
Yes.
another Solana blockchain
Absolutely.
cryptocurrency
Yep.
for agriculture.
Yep.
They're working on their app, right?
Yep.
And then we're teaming up down at the crypto convention in
the
Miami.
The Miami consensus.
Yeah,
Yep,
I'm
we're going to be
excited
down
for that.
there. It's the first week of May. I hope you guys are there, or anybody who's in the area, swing by and say
Definitely
hello.
swing
I'm going to
by,
be there
yeah.
Monday night to Wednesday night. So yeah, it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah. So I also had a friend, he wanted to hear more about your personal story, how you accomplished things in your life. Because I remember you sharing with me, I'm not sure if you're open with sharing it, one of the darkest times in your life and how you got to where you are. Because some people, especially in today's world, being with the economy the way that it is, and
I've had some definitely dark moments and dark thoughts. I don't know if I really
you
want
wanna go into it?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to talk about that stuff because I don't know. I would love to help somebody who's experiencing that. I mean, listen, I will share that at 2 points in time of my life where I feel were the darkest. I'm sure there was other moments that were bad. And conversely, I had moments that were wonderful in my life. I'm not discounting any of those, but 2 that still haunt me to this day were I contemplated taking my life, right? I'm going to be honest with you. I remember sitting on the couch on an outside patio. I had my Glock 19 in my hand. I had it loaded, and I remember sitting there with the pistol in my hand, looking down the barrel and seeing the copper bullet down the barrel. And the only reason I didn't do it that day is because my daughter was home and I didn't want her to find the mess.
holy shit. Dude.
Right? And that's the hard part. I feel like I'm a rational person. I feel that I've gone through many challenges in my life. At that time, thinking about doing those acts made sense to me. And the only thing that I want to convey to anybody who's feeling that way is that's not the answer. That is never, ever, ever the answer, right? Taking your life for the way you feel or it's just not the answer. There's so much more to life that has to offer. There's so many other resources available to get you the help. However, it's hard to explain that to somebody because when you're in that moment, it makes sense, right? You can go through all the logical thinking. I feel like I'm a pretty intelligent person. I feel like I'm not overly emotional. I feel that I got my ducks in a row. At the time, it felt like the smart thing to do. Thank God, through lots of therapy and help and open discussion, I got through it and embracing every day that I get to wake up and enjoy my life and what life has to offer and what I have to offer life, right? So those are 2 moments in time within a year's period that were probably my darkest because of the consequences that could have happened. And I'm glad that I'm here today. I'm glad that I get to sit here and talk to you. I'm glad that you get to ask me about it. It's choking me up a little bit. I'm fighting back tears because I I would have missed so much more that life has to offer. Now that I'm thinking clearly, now that, and I have to say, like during that time, I was on antidepressants for depression. I was diagnosed with major depressive disorder, right? Like they ask you, you go to these therapists and they ask you these questions or whatever. And like, if you answer 3 of 7, I think like you're depressed. I think I was like 6 out of 7. They were like, do you want to hurt anybody or yourself? And I'm like, well, I think about it,
Wow.
Yeah. So it's hard. It's definitely hard. Nobody says it's easy. And I always hated, like the people that, that you do find that you want to open up to and share a little bit and like, come on, man, fucking work through this, get over it. Like it's not that fucking easy, when you're stuck in your own head. So don't think that's an option. Please don't think about taking your life. It's horrible, not only for you, it's horrible for everybody around you. Even though you feel that nobody loves you or nobody wants you, there are tons of people out there who appreciate you and want you, and you are appreciated and you are needed in this life, even though you don't believe it. Trust me when I say you have something to offer humanity. As little as it may be, you have something to offer. And if you haven't figured it out, start thinking about it, because you do. You have something to offer humanity, whether it's raising a child, making a difference in a child's life, making a difference in an elderly person's, making a difference in somebody's life has meaning for you. Why are you here? So just try to find that. That's, I don't know if that's that's the question you were asking me, but I mean, that was 2 dark times in my life.
So you wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for your daughter being
If she wasn't home, I would have not been here.
Wow.
I still have, I don't want to say that I still dream about it, because I rarely dream, or I rarely remember my dreams. But that one continuously, when I wake up in a panic, that's what I see. I see that copper bullet in the down a dark barrel, down the barrel.
Yeah, it's like
that's the vision that snaps me out of sleep, where I'm like, that happens still to this day, and it's just been going on for years.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that's a
joy.
Yeah. So look where you're at now in life, like looking back to that moment, like would you have ever seen your life getting to where it is now? Like,
no, at the time you think
just thought it was
think
hopeless.
that it's hopeless. You're never going to get out of this way you feel. And it, like I said, at the time it makes sense to do that, but it's not. You're just not thinking clearly. As clearly as you think you're thinking, you're not thinking clearly. I am not a therapist. I've only been to therapy. I can only tell you about my experiences and how I feel. Please, if you are having those thoughts, please seek competent psychological help. Right? There's tons. If you're thinking those thoughts, I will talk to you. Reach out to me. I will be your voice of reason if need be. I never, ever, ever want somebody to experience the feelings that I was feeling and not have anybody to help them get through that time, to explain to them that they do have value. They do have something to offer life. They are important. I will be that person if need be. I never want to see anybody take their life. I mean, it's just terrible for
every day.
That person, their family, people around them. It's horrible. It's fucking horrible. So yeah, please don't. If you need help, please get some help. If you need me, I will be there for you. I do not want to see anybody hurt themselves like that.
Holy shit, dude, that's a crazy.
Yeah,
story, it's kind of speechless.
That's my life, right? It's part of my life. So those are the moments in my life that culminate to today, where I am today, what I want to do, why I want to try to help people, why I want to make difference in people's lives. If I can help one person not do that, I win. I'm fine. I'm comfortable.
Maybe your story will affect somebody.
I hope it does.
Yeah.
I hope it does. But yeah, that fucking memory, man, that still rips me out of sleep.
Wow.
And I don't sleep much as it is.
Holy shit,
yeah,
dude.
it's horrible.
Well, we're glad you're here, Ryan.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm glad that I'm here.
Yeah.
I feel like it has definitely put me in a place or on track to make a difference in this world. Like A lot of us sit here and go through our whole lives and we go through the motions and why am I here? What am I here for? Am I here to be a burden on my partner or spouse, or why do my kids hate me? Or, we all have those feelings,
Yeah, you already made a difference in my life personally,
Good. I'm glad.
And I'm sure a
Success.
lot of other,
I hope everybody in my circle, I'm the guy who wants to push everybody up the ladder.
Yeah.
I'm not the one dragging you down the ladder. I want to push.
Yeah, and
I want
sometimes
you
say,
to
get
be,
the fuck up there.
Yeah,
motherfucker."
well, sometimes that is my flaw, right? I do tell you what you need to hear, whether you like it or not.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, that's always going to be, that's me. I am going to tell you the truth, whether you like it or not, because people need that. I don't need to be surrounded by yes men. I don't want to make decisions based on my future and the people around me's future based on lies or fluff. Like, what fucking sense does that make? Right? If you want to make decisions, you want the most accurate information about what's going on to make the right decisions.
Yeah.
So I live my life that way. You're gonna get the truth, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, no, that's good.
I
I think more people need people like you in their lives. Everybody, we're at a time in humanity right now where I think like depression and poverty is just increasingly growing.
Well, I think the stresses of life and society are unbearably heavy on people's shoulders. Just making ends meet and keeping up with the Joneses, and then going on social media and seeing what lifestyles people are living, but most of them are bullshit and fake.
Yeah, they are.
That's not. It's really, social media is
true.
not reality.
That's true.
Even like I used to get a kick out of like people on Facebook. Like I would know. For an example, I knew this one woman who portrayed herself to be the number one mom, right? She would take pictures. Look what I'm making for dinner for my family, and this and that, and we got kids and activities and whatever. But behind the camera, a complete fucking mess. And for some reason, she needed to portray to the world that she had her shit together, while in the dark, she was a complete fucking mess. Forget showing people that you have your shit together and work on getting your shit together.
Yeah,
that's what's important.
Yeah.
Like, nobody's going to pay your mortgage or help you with your bills or do anything for you when you're just portraying that you have. People are going to help you when you're in need.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to help you or offer you any skills when you are portraying to have this perfect life. When I see as a friend that you're a mess, I'm going to want to help you because you're a mess, and I can offer you some help. And if I can't offer you any help, I'm going to put you in a direction of somebody who maybe can able to help you.
So you're just telling people to come as they are, right? Be as you are.
Be real.
Be real.
Just be real.
Yeah.
Be who you are.
Yeah, don't be wearing the mask and everything for
what?
Yeah, exactly.
What's the point?
Yeah, because then how's the universe going to help you then?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big believer in manifestation. I always say,
Let's talk about that.
I get what I want, right? And I feel like I manifest what I want to the universe. I feel like I know the right way to, and trust me,
Let's talk about this. What is manifestation? It's bringing that which isn't in reality into reality, right? It's the act of creation, basically.
I don't know what the definition is, and I may be using the terms wrong. I just know that if I put out, and I don't even know the proper term, if I put out the right energy
thoughts,
vibes, thoughts, focus, and I don't even know if I'm putting it out there, and I don't know if the universe is answering me or helping me, or maybe it's just me being so hyper focused on what I want that I am hyper focused on getting what I want. But if I want to live a certain lifestyle, I hyper focus on things I need to do to live that lifestyle.
Well, then you could just simplify this. And let's say manifestation means just creation. Every human being is a manifester, if you think about it.
Yes.
Because in every moment, you're having thoughts, you're creating actions.
But I also think there's a negative effect to that too.
For sure.
because I think you have to be very specific on what you manifest, your energy is spent on. For example, one of my failed manifesting is I have always been, after my military service and whatever, and getting into everyday life, I got really heavy. I was probably like 260 pounds, big fat face, glasses didn't fit on my, right? And I've always focused on my weight. But I think I was focusing on weight, bringing myself weight. I wasn't focused on living healthy.
I see.
Right? I think if you focus on the wrong thing or the wrong energy, it doesn't bring you what you want, it brings you the opposite. Because I'm focusing on weight, so it's bringing me weight. Where I need to be focused more on healthier living or better food choices.
And then the weight is a result.
And then the weight comes.
Yeah.
Did you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So, and listen, I am not a fucking healthy living guy. I mean, I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't do
well,
you got
that going.
I don't do a lot of those things, but I am not sitting here eating salads every day and counting calories. I'm not doing that. I use medicine to help me lose weight. I use what's afforded to me to get to where I want. All right. I'm not saying that I'm some kind of super athlete. I'm not. I am not that person. I use modern medicine. I do what I need to do. I do try to make healthy choices. Do I need to exercise more? Abso-fucking-lutely. We all do.
Get your ass in the gym, right?
Yeah, I don't have time. You know, and I make excuses for that as well.
Yeah.
So I'm not portraying that I'm this super duper guy, but you have to focus on the right things and make the right choices to manifest what you want. Right? You can't just sit here and go money, 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 because that's not going to work. Yeah. You may lose all your money because all you're doing is saying money, 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 and it might be.
Okay, so let's talk about manifesting money. Then you're saying.
Okay, I don't sit there and manifest money. I sit there and manifest good decisions and strategies to help control my financial future.
And the money is a result of it.
The money is a result of that.
Yeah.
Having the excess surplus funds to do other things that, you know, you want. I sit here and say you need to make sacrifices and you need to do this and you need to do that. Because I've done that already, but now I have the surplus of funds to do the things I'm telling you to sacrifice. Only because I've sacrificed already to where I. So it's not like a contract. I'm not sitting here going, you don't need to buy coffee, and you do need to sacrifice those things until you get to a financial definition of success that's your definition.
Okay.
And then you do whatever the fuck you want. Hopefully maintaining those strategies to keep that system going.
I see.
Right? Do you understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
You can't just go, oh, I want to, those people who just sit there and go, I want to be rich, I want to be rich, I want to be rich.
Yeah.
And don't get off the couch.
Yeah.
It's not going to work.
It don't work.
It doesn't work that way. Yeah, we talk about manifesting that. And that's why I talk about, financial strategies, right? We talk about building a reserve fund, right? In case you get in trouble, right? Have 3 to 12 months worth of assets that if you lose all sources of income, you can still make it for 3 to 6 months without burying yourself in credit card debt.
You call that the emergency slush fund.
The emergency slush fund, right? Your emergency fund. And it applies throughout your life. That the number of that fund, your zero, right? Because everything above that number is disposable income. Anything below that number is your zero. That's your emergency fund, right?
Right.
And you get to a point where you own your own home or whatever, and you're like, well, I know that air conditioning system's going to go soon, and that's going to be anywhere from 10 to 13 grand. So I need to start preparing. So that number may adjust, right? You may have to add 15 or 20 grand to that number. So when the air conditioner does break or the water heater does go, or you need a new roof, you're not burying yourself in debt and interest trying to fix your necessities, right? Because hot water is a necessity. A roof over your head is a necessity. Heating is a necessity.
Yes.
You might be able to live without cooling. That's a pleasure. But but those are the things we have to make sure that our necessities are covered, right? If you own your own home, if you have no mortgage, you still have to put money away for your taxes. So when the tax bill comes every quarter, right, which I'm not a big fan of property taxes. Oh, it drives me crazy. So when the tax bill comes and you have to come up with $3, $4, $5, $6, $10, $12, whatever $1,000, you're not struggling, right? So That money will come out of the emergency fund, and then new money will go back in, right? It's floating, but you want to make sure that it's there. It's always available to use for you to use during an emergency.
I see.
Right? After that, we want to pay ourselves first. We want to take 10 to 20% of our weekly paycheck or weekly income and invest in ourselves. We want to either put that in savings. When I think we should put a little bit in savings, right? So you don't always want to dip into your emergency fund, right? You want to have some liquid cash available for birthday parties or vacations or
liquid. That's like checking account basically, right?
Yeah, money that you have access to at all times.
Okay, so you're saying your emergency fund is completely different than your savings, which you pay yourself.
In my mind, it is.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. An emergency fund is an emergency fund
build
that sits
first?
there. That's the first thing. Because what happens when you lose your job, right? It happens. Your company shuts down. It relocates to another state and you can't move because of family or whatever, right? So you lose income. How do you make it through that? Most people are living week to week, paycheck to paycheck. You can't find another job for 3 months. How do you live? You're going to use your credit card. You're going to get 20 to 30% interest on your credit card bills and not make any money for the first couple of months. Like, you don't realize how big of a hole you are putting yourself in because of somebody else's decision. You lose your job, your company relocates, anything. You crash your car and you can't make it to work, so they replace you with somebody else. Anything could happen. So yes, your emergency slush fund, that is the most important safety net that you can have in your financial freedom plan. The most important. So after you and you determine what that is. That's 3 to 12 months of your necessities, what you need to live without incurring huge amounts of credit card debt, right? If you're living in your slush fund, you are not going on vacation. You are not having, movies and dinners, and you're not doing. If you're living in your slush fund, all your energy is focused on regaining income, right? You can't. You can't live it. You can't go on vacation while tapping your slush fund.
Right.
So
I see.
And these are sacrifices, right? These are strategies and plans that you need to put in place. These are mindsets that you need to have to not worry about tomorrow, to get to a point where you're not worried about what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people feel as if they don't even have the spare money to throw into an emergency fund or a savings account.
And I'm sure that's true. And I'm sure that's true because of the situation we're in now.
Yes.
Okay? I don't want to say I told you so, but you're in the situation you are in now where you have no extra money because you haven't been employing these steps prior to getting into the situation.
What are you saying? Get a skill, get like a better job, or
get a better job, get another job, make sacrifices, trim all the fat of your expenses until you can start putting these things into place.
I see.
Right? We've talked about side hustles and side gigs and earning extra money. I mean, we talked about that one guy who started that company who picks up dog shit.
Oh, yeah.
That guy makes tons of money. And he's one guy with a few friends helping him, right?
Yeah.
A few employees. There's a lot of dogs in this country. There's a lot of businesses that can form up picking up dog shit.
That's crazy.
I listen, it's that. There's people that buy foreclosed storage units and they turn around and they sell that stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a great way to, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. That market might be over flooded with buyers, because it's all up for auction and stuff like that. But, you need some space to store the storage unit stuff. You need to have a place, whether it be eBay or Marketplace or whatever, to sell the goods that you acquire, So that might take a little bit of capital because you need space and you need time and, right? You have to win the auction. So, but in my house alone, I struggle because my wife and I travel a lot and we have adult kids who have jobs and they're always in and out. I struggle for dog sitters. That's a necessity that I have. I need somebody to help take care of the dogs. That's a great side business because those dogs are my family members.
Yeah, right.
And I'd be willing to pay a pretty penny to make sure I don't have to worry about my dogs when my wife and I are away.
You hiring?
Always.
Always. Right. Where's the application? I'll fucking fill it out.
That's a side hustle. There's tons of things. All you need to do is analyze the people around you in your community and find a need that is not being met. Mm-hmm. If you can find a need that's not being met, that could be the deed to your gold mine. Now, all you got to do is start digging away and create.
Scale it.
Yeah. Make yourself a little business. Be available. Do whatever. And before you know it, I guarantee you, before you know it, that side hustle will bring in more money than your 9 to 5.
Shit.
I'm
feeling inspired.
I fucking guarantee it will happen. I guarantee it.
You hear this, guys?
Just fucking win.
Yeah.
Just do something.
Ryan
but if you want to do a 9 to 5 and you want to come home and you want to sit on the couch and binge watch Netflix, or if you think it's important to make it to every T-ball game that your kid has, and nothing changes if nothing changes. Mm-hmm. What do you want me? I can't do it for you. I can't change the life of every person while you get to sit on the couch and I'm going to work to make your life better. Right. It doesn't work that way. You have to be responsible for yourself, your family, and the people around you. It's your responsibility. Mm-hmm. That's just the way it is. It's yours. Nobody is coming to save you. Yeah. Nobody.
Fuck.
Nobody's coming to save you.
Some people think Jesus is coming to save them.
Maybe spiritually.
Yeah.
Maybe spiritually, but not in this society. Not how you're going to live in this society. Nobody's coming to save you. Mm-hmm. The rules are rigged against you, right? The whole game is structured to where you're going to fight an uphill battle. Taxes, employment.
And it's getting harder.
It's getting harder and harder because they change the rules and you have to do it. And you have to do something to win.
Yeah.
If you want to win. And again, you define success. It's your decision. You define how much is enough. What do you need to be happy? Right? I know people who make millions and millions of dollars and they're not happy.
Wow.
They're not happy because money doesn't do that. They're not worried about their next check, but they're not happy. They haven't found what they need to fulfill their soul.
So what would you say true happiness is then? How would you define it, Ryan Cino?
My happiness is being surrounded by people that love me, no stress at home, not worrying about my next paycheck, being able to have quality time with the people I love. I have found, for me, my happiness comes from having quality time with people that I love. And I also I find it very fulfilling to help educate or train or teach people some of the life skills that I've learned to help them become better people. That's where my happy. I don't care about the stuff. The stuff doesn't fucking matter. It's actually a burden. If I died today, walk out in that garage right there and tell me how difficult of a time is Michelle going to have dealing with all the shit out there.
It's going to be a sad time, man.
It's going to be monumental. Mm-hmm. And for what? For what? Mm-hmm. There's stuff in there that I haven't touched in years.
Well, don't die.
I don't plan on it.
Right,
I don't plan. I go to the doctors. I'm healthy.
All right, good.
I wear an Oura ring. Yeah. So, you have to determine what is your level of success. And the stuff is not important. I'm telling you, it's a Band-Aid. It's one of the key things that I used to deal with depression, was keeping myself occupied with stuff. I'm not a hoarder, but it's almost that train of thought where you just keep buying stuff to keep yourself happy and you have no use for it. So you're thwarting your financial success. You're burdening the people around you with this amount of stuff you have,
Yeah. Right.
I mean, it's ridiculous. Look, just in this room alone, look how many freaking toys are in here. They're literally toys.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's anybody else?
I mean, it's a reflection that you worked hard and you enjoy your life.
It is. but it doesn't bring
matter,
true happiness.
okay.
It doesn't.
So you're saying true
matter.
happiness is just a collection of experiences that you have during your life.
So
you know?
I definitely heard someone say they were talking about raising a family, and they were trying to teach their kids trying to teach them and impress on them that experiences are much more meaningful in life than things. Without a doubt, I believe in that 100%. Stuff is just stuff. How many times have you bought, that awesome pair of shoes or that belt that you just had to have, or that necklace that
the
you
car,
or the car?
You're happy for a little.
You're happy for a little while, and then you're onto something else. Where I can, for the rest of my life, I can always reflect on all the places that I visited in the world and how those experiences and that I always wanted to invent a camera.
Yeah.
That would record the smell of the area that I'm in.
That's crazy.
Like I remember going to the oldest operating distillery in Scotland.
Wow.
And I walked into I don't remember the name, but I walked into the building where they store all the barrels of whiskey that they were producing. And it smelled like mold and old wood and damp and cold.
You wanted to capture that.
That's what I remember. I remember the images vaguely, but the smell. If I walk into something and another distillery or whatever, and I'm like, oh, that brings me right back to Scotland.
Well, your olfactory
Yes.
part of your brain is like directly linked to your memory, or like they're significant to one another.
Yes. So if somebody out there can invent a camera that records smell,
How the fuck are we gonna do that?
I don't know. I'm not an inventor, but if you can do that, you will change memory making for
Forever.
for humankind.
Yeah.
For all people.
Dude,
Because
let's talk to ChatGPT about that.
listen,
or something.
I don't want to take on any more projects. Somebody else, you do that. I'm out. I have a full plate enough as it is.
I hear what you say about the temporary happiness versus actual happiness.
Yes.
And I do feel as if like relationships could be the same way, It's like, think about like the dating scene, people are casually getting together, having sex, and it'll bring you happiness temporarily, but is this person really good for you?
It's definitely a temporary Band-Aid. Listen, I've been a proponent, and I've been through enough to tell you that a relationship is the hardest job that you will ever do.
In life, in general.
In life.
For sure.
Keeping a happy, healthy relationship is the hardest thing because, lots of people say lots of things about relationships. And there was always one that, relationships are 50-50. Bullshit. Relationships are 100%, 100%. And when, if we're in a relationship and you're putting in 70% today, I need to put in the extra 30, right? I have to make up for your weaknesses. Okay. And then when I'm having a bad day, you have to make up for my weaknesses because all the needs need to be met all the time. You can't be greedy. You can't focus on yourself. You have to focus on your partner. You have to focus on maintaining that relationship. It's very, very important. Very important. So it's the hardest thing.
Understood, Cino, man.
Yeah, it's the hardest thing. It's the most fulfilling. We were having a conversation, and it made me think. And my wife is out today, and I sent her a text that I love her so much, and I'm so happy and fortunate to be in a healthy relationship with her. Like, I don't know if she needs to hear that, but sometimes I need to say it. And maybe she does need to hear it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I'm happy for you guys.
No, it works.
You guys...
Do we want to kill each other? Yes.
Yeah. But everybody deserves a good, happy, healthy, loving relationship.
Everybody deserves it. Everybody deserves to be appreciated. Everybody deserves to find somebody that loves them the way they need to be loved. There's a lot of people out there who don't know how to love people the right way.
True.
I am a big fan. There's a book. It's an easy read. And I don't want to say I read it often, but I have read it multiple times. It's called The 5 Love Languages. For me, in my perspective on life, that book is the cheat code for relationships. It'll definitely, if you're willing to, fucking A.
Let's keep going.
Yeah. If you're willing to look in the mirror and honestly judge and criticize yourself, that book is the cheat code. So
I see.
you should check it out.
I will.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's cheap. It's an easy read. You can get it on Amazon.
Yeah.
5 love languages. And there's a bunch of different versions. 5 languages of apologies, the 5 love languages for kids, like all this kind of stuff. But just the basic first version, 5 love languages, read it. It'll definitely change your life.
Any more updates with Cino token?
No updates other than the app. That's what we're focusing on. I do have, I don't want to say a meeting set up, but I do have a tentative discussion with an operator who wants to start using Cino token. He's got 5 airplanes, and I think he just bought another one, 6, that we do maintenance on already, and he's interested in saving the 10%. And he puts them out for charter. You know, he charters the airplanes. He's very interested. He's into crypto. He's a young guy. So I'm looking forward to that meeting when we have it. I'm not pushing it because I want the app to be done first. So, but we've talked. He knows about it. He's aware. And he approached me and saying, I want to take this further. So I told him that I want to wait till the app's done.
Okay.
So, because I want to have, I started the project, and now what I'm doing is I'm building tools for people to use to make the project work.
I see.
Just having a token that's difficult to buy, or not secure, and not being able to invoice, and what's really the purpose of having that? It doesn't really suit the needs. So we need to put all the tools in place to make the token successful. In hindsight, I probably should have done all this stuff first and then launched the token, right? Yeah. And I probably would have chose to launch the token differently than I did. Just different methods. But you live and learn, and we're going to make the best of it. So other than that,
do you want to do the ending now?
No, not yet. Okay. Other than that, if all of my Cino token community members could help me out, please. I don't know what happened. I don't know what I said in the video, but my X account has been suspended permanently.
Oh, shit.
So I filed an appeal, but if you all could take a moment and please reach out at X, please ask them to reinstate the Cino, official Cino token account, that I'm not breaking community rules and doing anything to harm. I don't know what happened. They don't even tell you what happens when but if you guys could take the moment to ask X to reinstate my account, I don't know if it'll help, but I think it couldn't hurt. If they get flooded with, hey, please reinstate this account. This guy has a decent message. Yeah. I don't even want to say it's a good message, but it's decent. Yeah. And I'm not trying to hurt or harm anybody. Maybe they'll review it. So if you guys can please do that. The app is coming out soon, guys. I want you to stay tuned for that. Get excited for it because it's going to be a game changer, in my opinion. What else? Please invest in yourselves. Cino token is always a safe bet. Let's grow this to where we're breaking past the 1 penny mark consistently. Let's do that. You can find us on Coinbase, Phantom, Jupiter, lots of places. Look into Spud. Spud's a good token. Cody's a good dude. He's got great plans. We're going to be partnering up with him. He's doing he has his Solana token, and he's doing a US dollar backed token, a stable coin, which will offer rewards.
Keep talking.
And just let's keep going. Let's get the community on fire. Let's keep it going. Anybody have any comments, questions, or concerns, please reach out to us at cinotoken@gmail.com. Please check out our website and share with your friends and family, www.cinotoken.com. And I think we're going to let you take out the outro and go that. But outro, please.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in to the Cino Legacy Podcast. We definitely went deep today.
Yeah.
We got pretty spiritual. We got, pretty motivational, inspirational. I loved it. Thank you for sharing your story with us, Ryan.
Sure, absolutely.
And definitely subscribe, comment. We're going to start doing the giveaways soon.
Yeah.
So, go fill your bags. The Cino app is coming. Go invest in Cino. Go invest in Spud. See us at the crypto convention, and stay tuned for some, more good content.
Miami Consensus, first week of May.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Let's go.
Thank you, everybody. I appreciate your time, support, and sticking with us for this tumultuous year that we've been involved in crypto. I appreciate it. I hope I can help. I hope my advice helps. Do me a favor though, if you have used any of the tips or tricks for your financial plan and you can see that it works, comment in the videos. Let everybody else know that they work for you. You know, like
Indeed.
Let's just reinforce what we're all saying and all doing as a community.
For sure.
Yeah, let's do it. Sure. So thank you again. I appreciate it. Stay tuned. See you next week.